Hello, beautiful, wonderful, majestic souls of YouTube. My name is Dan. So this is my channel, That Good Tarot, where we do timeless readings for anyone with any placements. If you've made your way to this reading, I do believe there is a message in here for you. However, if you don't resonate with this reading, that's cool, that's chill. Go check out my channel. There are so many other readings there. I'm sure you'll find something that fits you. So let's get into it. I hope you're doing well, wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. No, we haven't had a couple readings in the last couple days. Your girl's been busy doing and being and sleeping in between all of the doing and being. And I hope that you are all getting the rest when you need to. Okay, universe, please, insight and information. What does this beautiful collective need to hear on this day? I had this card come up in my mind's eye earlier today. I was like, I feel like the first card I'm going to pull is going to be the moon, and we're going to get into like some of the more hidden secret things that maybe you don't know about that are going on. Why am I always right? Ugh, it's honestly, it's a blessing and a curse. I'll tell you that. It is honestly a blessing and a curse, because sometimes I don't wish I was right. Sometimes I was like, I'd love to be wrong about this thing. But it doesn't really happen that often. Me being wrong. When your intuition is tuned, when you're no, it's not like the intuition is tuned. I feel like everyone's intuition is like calibrated. It's just whether or not we're calibrated into our intuitions, whether or not we're listening to it. And I've gone the long way round to listening to my intuition. And after you take the long way round, you take the long journey there, you don't veer off the path of your intuition after that. We have the Six of Swords coming up. We have people distancing, moving away. Maybe you're going to be moving away from certain people. I'm getting more of a distance thing. I feel like there's this some kind... It's a distance and then a return home. It's very interesting the way that we get it. You could be a water sign. You could be someone who really loves the beach, spending time next to the water with the Queen of Cups energy there. But the way that these cards are facing, it feels like there is a distance that is closing. Like there was a distance, there was a separation, and it feels like it's coming back together, like it's coming home. Like the path away just kind of led back in a really safe and like beautiful way, in a very emotional and intimate way. Interesting. Universe, please, insight and information. What more can you give us about this distance in this dynamic here? We have the Star and we have the Ten of Swords. There could be someone in particular that you have had distance with, that you are like closing that gap with. I'm going to have, they feel like different energies here, the Star and the Ten of Swords. So I'm going to see what energies kind of sit with each. You might be identifying more with the Star energy. You might be identifying more with the Ten of Swords energy. Universe, please, insight and information. What can you tell us about this Star energy? We have the Four of Swords, Knight of Cups, Nine of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. I feel like this Star energy is coming out of a very kind of like hermit state, like a very, I keep using the word heavy because I just think that's the thing that comes up when I feel it in my body. Like it feels like a very drained, introspective time. And they're kind of ready to enter back into the world carefully. Like they've got their guard up. They've got their guard way up. But it feels like this Star energy actually really wants to put a concerted effort into connection and relationships. It feels like they have been isolated and separated from the outside world for such a long time. And now they're finally ready to like go back out into the world. So if this is you, you might have been through something maybe traumatic, maybe you had isolated yourself, or you had found yourself in a situation that was very isolating, and maybe had some issues with trust, and you're ready to like go back into the world and start to connect with people and make it a priority to strengthen relationships, strengthen and nurture old relationships, to give opportunities for new relationships to be in your world. That seems to be the star energy here. A huge amount of healing has had to go on here. So if you're that star energy, I am proud of you for getting out of your shell and starting to venture into the world again, because I know that it can be a very, very hard thing if you have been in a state where you feel like you can't trust, and you can't maybe trust the people around you, maybe like trust yourself to read circumstances and environments around you to be safe or to be accepting. But that's amazing. That's amazing. Let's have a look at this 10 of Swords energy here. Bottom of the deck, we have the 3 of Swords coming up. 2 of Pentacles. The energy that comes up when I get into this energy, like like I said, this could be you, this could be the person that you're connecting with. It feels like the word strategic comes up. It kind of feels like this is what you see over here, and there's this other thing. Yeah, it feels like look over here, look over here, look over here, like trying to hide something. I don't think that it's malicious. I just feel like there's more of it's a premeditated effort to portray, just to portray good things and to, keep secure the things that they don't want seen. Yes. Universe, please, more inside information into this energy. We have the Magician, the Knight of Wands, the Empress, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Devil. Okay. The run of cards looked really nice until the Devil popped out. Okay. Let's put that to the side for a second. We'll pull more energy specifically on that. But this 10 of Swords energy, it feels like there is so much light within it. Like, I don't know, when I touch into whether this is your energy or the person you're connecting to, like, it just makes me really happy. Like, it just is it's a fiery energy for sure. But someone who really is able to kind of bring different worlds together it kind of feels like they have multiple different little areas of expertise, and the way that they are kind of able to feed them into each other into a way that is healing or helpful or creative or artful. It feels like something that it's both something that they aim to do as well as something that they naturally just do. So it feels like something that is quite innate for them, but also they do like think about it as well. They think about how these different worlds can interact with each other. And when they decide to pick up something else, it kind of is always going to be to connect back to some other part of their world. And there's this very interconnectedness to the things that they pursue, to their hobbies, to their passions, to their career, to their services and offerings to their community. Like, it all really fits together, even though if you looked at these things in isolation, they seem like very random, like very random things. But they weave them together in this really like alchemical way, which I think is really, really cool. We have the Knight of Wands, they have the Empress, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. It feels like there is this deep desire for this energy to, it feels like very suddenly, it's like, okay, now's the time. Now's the time to like elevate. Now's the time to like go into the next gear with everything. It feels like they've been existing in this magician energy for a really long time of like, this is what I see. It's almost like if this magician energy was kind of just playing with potions and experimenting and like seeing what can happen chemically when you put things together, just really spending a period of time exploring and experimenting with these different hobbies and passions and services and offerings and all these different things and different aspects of their personality, just so many different things, just being really explorative and playful within that. And now it feels like, okay, I've done that now. Now it's like time to funnel all of this into a vision of something of like, now I have all of this. I'm not just going to spend my life kind of like jumping between things. Like this is all for something. And now, like, I don't think that the exploring of different skills, I don't think that's ever fully going to go away. I think they're always going to have that part of themselves. But I feel like they're going to drive it into something more cohesive moving forward. It seems like there's this idea of a future that is getting clearer and clearer and clearer to them or to you, depending on how you are interpreting this reading. And they're like, okay, this is it. This is the, like, it doesn't feel like that future is going to come now, but it feels like they're preparing for it. Like they're ready to start kind of laying the groundwork, and start walking the path that is going to lead to that place. So those are the beautiful cards. And then we have the Devil energy here. And immediately what comes up is the word attachment. Let's get into this. Universe, please. Insight and information. What information do you have? Okay, so the cards split into two piles. So let's get into that. No, more? Two more. Okay, no, more cards. Jesus, a lot of things want to be said about this. So they've been divided into two different piles here. So we're reading, we'll find out. On one side, the lovers, the Tower, Five of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Okay. This could be like a past connection, like this entire dynamic in terms of us having this distance and kind of coming together and coming home. We have your energy, we have their energy. Could be a past friendship, relationship, that kind of like fell apart, left different parties very, very devastated. And there has been this big focus on self, on growing and focusing on self. And now that part that is like the voice that is saying, just focus on yourself, just focus on yourself. There's starting to become friction there, because I feel like this Ten of Pentacles magician energy, I feel like they're starting to be like, oh, I don't think I want to be by myself anymore. I don't think I want to do this by myself anymore. I think I've spent a lot of time focusing on myself, and I just don't think I want to be by myself anymore. We have the Chariot here, Five of Pentacles, Page of Swords, High Priestess, and the Six of Wands. It feels like there's a... It feels like there is this momentum going forward, but the momentum and the energy going forward is like something's closed off. There is something that is like closed. That maybe one of you doesn't want that to be closed, but it seems like it's closed off. Which could be the thing that this magician energy is like being like, hey, look at this. And hiding the other stuff behind. Okay, that's closed. But I'm getting, and then I see the High Priestess and the Six of Wands. So it feels like this dynamic is going to be moving forward in a very like spiritual way. Like deeply, intimately spiritual connection between you and this person. So I see the connection continuing in a really, really positive way. And I feel like that's what the coming home thing is. It does feel like one of you wanted something to continue here, like a different part of your dynamic to continue. But it feels like that's closed. One of you is just very focused on healing trauma and trying to like be back and out and having positive experiences with people that they can trust, and that's like their first and foremost goal. And then the other is also really like wanting to just like continue and build their life. Like they're ready to just, for the most part, it's like, okay, this person just wants to be the best version of themselves. I like this connection in that it seems like both of you just want to be the best version of yourself. And you seem to be very like spiritually aligned. And when I tap into both energies, I'm like, I like your vibe of both of you. So, if you're the person who is the star energy, and you're getting the feeling, because I'm feeling like if you're that star energy and you are hypervigilant because you are still rebuilding trust and you feel like there's an energy of something is like off a little bit, there might be some things that are hidden. But when I tap into what is hidden, it doesn't seem malicious. It doesn't seem malicious. So, look, we'll keep an eye on that. And if you're the magician energy that we were tapping into, I think that it's amazing that you're ready to hone in your skills to like move to the next level of your life. It seems like if you have a spiritual connection with someone, and you are able to focus on that spiritual connection, that's going to be someone amazing to move forward with. Because I think that having like a really like-minded spiritual connection with someone, I actually think it's so rare to genuinely have that. So do what you think is good. If you feel like at some point the spiritual connection isn't worth the other stuff that you're having to carry, like the Ten of Swords energy that you're having to kind of carry around with it, then you do what's right for you. There will be other people that you'll have a deep spiritual connection with. They are few and far between, but there will be more people. Let's just pull a oracle card before we finish up. I wasn't always like this, I had to create who I am. I feel like this applies to both energies. I think both of you are very self-made. And I love that you can both connect over that. It seems like there's just so much learning and so much similarity between your energies. And I love that for you. I love that for you if you're learning to reconnect. I love that for you if you are deciding to really take your everything to the next level. I'm really excited for how everything is going to move forward with both of you. And I hope that you are both staying honest. I'm not really talking to both of you, but whoever you are and whatever you relate to, stay honest, stay truthful. And yeah, I'll see you in the next reading.